Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be working in my traveler's notebook. There's our cute little photo we're going to be working with of my two boys. And I'm going to be using a new printable collection that is available at Wild Whisper. This printable collection is free, so anyone can go ahead over and grab it. Coordinates with one of the new upcoming collections. It includes these 3 cards, and then it also includes a pattern paper. So here is the pattern paper. We're going to use that 1 card, the pattern paper, and then I also have some scraps from the Carefree collection. This is one of my favorite patterns in that collection. I love it, and the colors matched really well. And then we're also going to pull in some stamps as we work along. So I'm going to start by trimming down this pattern paper, trimming it to 4 by 8. That gives me a nice coverage for a full pattern on one of the sides of my traveler's notebook. It does give me a white border, but I like the white border, so that's my go-to size. I am working in a traveler's notebook from Beth over at Rock Your Notebooks. If you like a nice bound traveler's notebook that you can turn into a chunky monkey like I do, then this is a really great option for you. I'm going to go ahead and cut a mat for my photo. I'm going to place it right over there. And then I want to bring in a little bit more of this beautiful marbled paper on the right side, and I'm going to do that with this little scrap. So I'm just going to cut this. I think I cut it to about 8 by maybe 1.5 or 2. I can't remember which. I think it's at 2. Actually, it might be more than that. I think it's at 3 because I don't think I actually cut the other side. And then I'm going to cut a 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 mat in that other pattern paper to kind of go with the background paper. So this is the basic design of our notebook, and now I just need to grab a stamp set and my stamps. I'm going to use the stamp set from the Happy Tales collection, and from my stash I have pulled out some icing on the cake, which is a dark brown. That is from Catherine Pooler. And then this yellow color is called Goldenrod, and it is from The Paper Person. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp this border. So I'm going to do something pretty cool with this border. This is a border from the Happy Tales collection. It has like paw prints and hearts and different things on it. And this traveler's notebook is all about a day trip that we did in 2019 with our kids to a local animal park. It's one of those unfinished projects I have hanging around my scrapbook room. I'm trying really hard to get some unfinished projects done. And this is a nice one to have to finish up over the summer because traveling to the zoo, people are getting out and about more. And I felt like time to revisit some of these unfinished projects like this traveler's notebook. So we're going to be doing lots of kind of family vacation travel pages using the photos from the animal park we went to and in this traveler's notebook throughout, probably off and on all summer. So the Happy Tales stamp set, if it is available in the shop, I will link it up below, but you'll also find the link to the free printables. I'm going to use this printable collection for my next project in 2 weeks. We're going to play with those rainbows that are on that one cut apart card. Or yeah, the cut apart card. So you can look forward to that. And so in the comments below, I will link up the printable that is free. I will link up this stamp set if it's available in the shop. You will find a link to my blog post over at the Wild Whisper blog. And you can always use my code DTSarah to save a little bit off of your order. So what I'm going to do is I'm stamping these florals from the Happy Tales stamp set. The stamp set, while that collection and the stamp set do have some things that are more like dog or cat related, they not completely. So one of the beautiful things on this stamp set are these flowers. There are no coordinating dies at Wild Whisper, so I'm going to have to go ahead and just fussy cut all of these elements, which I'm totally fine with. You guys know how much I like my fussy cutting. And then we can just go ahead and pull all of this together. So you can kind of see what I did with that border. I just fussy cut one edge of the paper and then trimmed it off. It gives me a nice border to be able to tuck underneath. So here's where we just kind of stick and go with it. I'm gonna put the marbled paper down, get it lined up with the edge of my notebook. And then I can just tuck in that little border piece down the side. And then we can trim it off and add the printable piece. This 3x4 printable says, "You are my favorite adventure." My kids are an adventure. I'm also fairly positive that I've used this sentiment on scrapbook layouts before, probably more than once, and that's fine with me, and I'm just gonna go with it. I don't worry too much about that. So I'm gonna go ahead, and this is gonna be the full page. Now I printed this off on some Epson matte presentation paper, which is not super thick, so it's a really good option for printing digitals or printing for traveler's notebooks. So there is our little title. I'm gonna tuck this cute little floral cluster up underneath. So now we just want to find balance. I just want to make sure that anything that's kind of on the right is on the left. So you'll see that the pattern papers are on both sides of my spread. The flowers will be on both sides of my spread. The only thing that doesn't occur that occurs on one side and not the other is the border. But when you look at the two sides as a whole, I don't feel like you need a border on the left. So I don't want to use or waste any of these stamped images. I took the time to, you can see this unfinished project. I took the time to go ahead and stamp and fussy cut these flowers. We're going to use every bit of them. We're only going to throw away the teeny tiny little edges. So I'm going to use a little bit of this one yet. One more flower. And I want to make sure that I have I've got a little glue on my pattern paper there. It happens. So I'm just going to trim off that yellow piece. And then go ahead and pop it onto the other side so that there are brown and yellow flowers on both sides of the page. And that is where we are going to call this one done. Be sure to head over and grab your freebie today. I'm going to be using it again in 2 weeks. And we are going to do something completely different with the same set of printables. I will talk to you all again very soon. Bye.